If you're a sub, I'm sorry to say that I just might end up losing you with this video right here. If this is it, I just want to thank you for the time that you've spent here. But I gotta finally come out of the closet here, man. It's been weighing on my heart heavily lately. So as tough as this is gonna be to say, I gotta stay true to myself and enjoy what I enjoy even if the rest of the world decides to shit on me because of it. 2 years ago, around this very same time, I converted into the Nikke ministry. Yeah, I became a Nikke fanboy, and despite the conclusions that people would arrive at just by looking at the game from the surface, Nikke has become one of the better stories that I've ever experienced. Yeah, the story's still ongoing at this point, and yeah, they have plenty of opportunities to still shit the bed, but at this point in the story, I feel pretty confident in saying that. Nikke Goddess of Victory is a mobile game developed by Shift-Up, whose other most notable game is Stellar Blade. Alright, so real quick to spare you all the details, the story of Nikke is about how humanity was forced underground, as killing machines took over and roamed the world. In order to fight back against these machines, these cyborg soldiers are sent to the surface in hopes of one day reclaiming it. You see, Stellar Blade was the gateway drug that corrupted me into the person I am today. Over time, the story of Nikke has consumed and plagued me like a stupid song on TikTok that has invaded every crevice of your mind despite how much you fight it. And I don't even use TikTok, but I know exactly what that feels like. For the better part of 2 years, Nikke has been living rent-free in my mind. Given the direction of the story, all of the lore, all of the unanswered questions, the character arcs, the pain, the misery, ignoring the mini-games, the assets, the diverse and fire-ass tracks, the assets, there really is so much to enjoy about this game. Now wait, hold up, I can already hear the thoughts going on in some of your minds.
Oh, you're into Gooner games, and you're just claiming that you like the plot so that you can freely continue enjoying this degenerate excuse of a game.
Okay, first off, back in my day, goons were thugs that got their hands dirty. I can't stress enough how much I hate what the internet has done to words, but fuck it. To use the word, Shift-Up specializes in making goon bait. I myself cannot deny that. It wasn't until I saw this image right here of Stellar Blade where my journey to Nikke started before I even knew what Nikke was. But I gotta set the stage first before I get into the greatness that is Nikke. I can only speak for myself here. People who play these sort of games are not a monolith. I can't stress that enough either. Like, aside from Stellar Blade and Nikke, the only other game that I guess you can call Gooner bait was in Tomb Raider, back when Laura had that pyramid rack. While this ass right here got me interested and definitely helped get more eyes on the game, it was the combat that made me stay. And then the music as well, but primarily the combat. Trust me, no amount of ass is gonna hold my attention for a whole 20-hour playthrough. Fast forward after my first playthrough, and I saw a lot of people online talking about this mobile game that had a better story than Stellar Blade, and was also from the same developers. As good as Stellar Blade was, the story itself was lacking for my taste. As to how a mobile game could have a better story really piqued my interest. Away from Temple Run and Subway Surfer as a kid, I haven't played anything else on my phone. So for the hell of it, I downloaded Nikke to see if the chirpings about it were true. Not too long after that, I'm greeted by these. And then this line right here.
心配ご無用。私たちは血も涙もない。ただの女として見るわけないよね。
It was at this moment where I began to believe that I got trolled listening to some strangers online and wasted my time downloading this bullshit. Also, I couldn't believe that this shit was rated E for everyone. Like sure, let's allow the kiddies to play this booty shooting game. Okay, hold up. Apparently, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know for a fact it wasn't rated that when I first downloaded it, but okay. Given all the messed up shit that's been going on in the story now, it's probably for the better. Assets aside, with all the death, beheadings, cold murder, suicide, suicidal thoughts, and shit bombs being dropped left and right, this is more properly rated. By the end of the first chapter, I saw potential. The seemingly goofy sci-fi post-apocalyptic world with cyborg mommies had more to offer than fan-servicey designs. And to be a bit fair to Nikke, not all of the characters have over-the-top sexualized designs. There's a lot of tame and dope ones as well. Going back to the end of the first chapter of Nikke, there was something there. Something that I didn't expect from a mobile game that was eating up gigs and about to blow up my phone that was on its last legs. I joined Nikke during the 1.5 anniversary event, which I actually enjoyed. The characters involved made me feel more in those few hours of story than Stellar Blade in its entirety through each ending. So at the very least, that was a win for me. You got a king with a handful of citizens who's pretty wise, yet is still missing quite a bit of brain cells. You got the most loyal right-hand gremlin that a king would ever know. You got a cyborg pilot inside of a Gundam who's going through their own journey of overcoming their low self-worth. And then you got another cyborg who's going through a metamorphosis who has delusions of becoming the queen. Yeah, if you don't know, don't worry. I had done a few more main chapters up to this point, but this event really sold me. At the end of the 1.5 anniversary, I learned that if I really wanted the real Nikke experience, that I'd have to go through the Overzone event. The game already had my trust, so I decided to check it out. And holy shit, a group of strangers have never been more right in my life. Because this event fucks. It fucks hard. The suffering of this character alone, my beloved Dorothy of the Goddess Squad, Her Majesty, the most radiant, the gift of humanity, the GOAT, the best written character in this game, with all of the shit that she had to endure, and for her to still have the mental fortitude to continue and still hold a grudge after a whole century, is the kind of person I strive to be. Honestly, revenge stories aren't even my sort of thing, but I was 100% behind her goal. It's insane how this game got me invested in one character so damn fast, but Nikke did it. There are some shows where seasons go by and I don't care for the characters at all. Yeah. So for Nikke to get me to feel the way that I felt really let me know just how special the story in this game was. And despite Dorothy being my favorite character, she's just one piece of the puzzle. Each character has a story behind them and they feel distinct. The NPCs are goated. The politics going on, the discrimination and the hatred within humanity in this world, the secrets and lies of the government, the lore of how things came to be, it's all so well crafted. I'm not gonna lie to all of you and say that this is a 10 out of 10 story with no faults, because it does have some faults. But for a fucking mobile game, this shit is pretty damn good. And I gotta stop saying that, because if this shit was animated, it would be one of the better shows out there. Yeah, Nikke Goddess of Victory would be crushing some of your favorite seasonal animes out there. The main reason why people would look down on this game and not even want to see what the story has to offer is the fan service is what holds this game back from being taken seriously. As long as the fan service isn't excessive or distracting from the plot, it's a net positive for me. It was the same thing with Stellar Blade. After you appreciate the shape of Eve's ass, it kinda just blends into the environment. I'm not staring at straight cheeks the entire playthrough, but none of that shit matters as much as the story being told. If you're still watching this and have never dipped your toes into Nikke, are fan-servicey designs truly enough to keep you away from an amazing story? High school me would have shot on this game before even downloading it. I would have seen other people playing this and have made fun of them. But now I'm wiser. I'm more mature. I have lived long enough to see myself become the dweeb that I used to make fun of. And you know what? That's growth. Jokes aside, if someone told me that if I traveled a land filled with trash and just some boots, gloves, and my boxers, in hopes of finding a story that's one of a kind, I'm doing it. And if that trash just so happens to consist of ass and cleavage, then fuck it. I guess I'm diving in head first. To wrap this video up, I don't know how else to convince you to play this game other than that there's a story feature to where you don't even gotta play the game. Yeah, the story is that good. You can just lock in on the story and ignore everything else. And you know what, just one last thing before I get the hell out of here. The 3rd anniversary event in 2025 was one of the most peak shit I've ever experienced. This right here was on some Avengers Infinity War type of timing. The stakes were at an all-time high, you have all these characters from different groups all coming together, only for it to end with complete and utter despair. Again, from a mobile game, it has no business being this good. It makes no sense. Now, I'ma shut up because I don't want to say anything more than that, but this story has it all, man. It will get you hype, it'll make you laugh, you'll cringe, it'll even make you sad and tear up and cry. Nikke is a journey, and if you're able to look past its surface, you'll be giving yourself a chance to experience something amazing.